100 years of existence is not a small thing. That is a whole century that is this very noble institution of ours, the Monrovia College and Industrial Training School, MC, has existed. Throughout the 100 years, MC trained Liberians and other nationals to be educated and technically equipped to serve the society and global humanity. I am a true witness and a product of Monrovia College. Bishop, chairperson, and members of the board of directors, president and vice presidents and faculty members of Monrovia College, honorees, students, and other invited guests. I bring you profound greetings from your MC family in the diaspora and those living across the length and breadth of Liberia. This year, 2022, is surely a remarkable one. We are alive to see our school and alma mater celebrate its 100th anniversary. When the founding fathers and mothers conceived the establishment of Monrovia College, little did they know how much impact their decision will make on society. They took a bold step amidst all odds to challenge illiteracy and prove to the detractors in segregated America that Africans could educate Africans. Hence, over the last 100 years, Monrovia College trained citizens into various aspects of career, trade, and professions, and prepared us to go into society as productive citizens. That is why, as we celebrate this milestone, we must remember and appreciate the accomplishments of our founding fathers that have brought us to where we are today. They have left a marked legacy that we are under obligation to uphold, build upon, and continue. That legacy, which is expressed in our motto, education for the betterment of mankind. To be politically correct in these contemporary times, I would say education for the betterment of humankind or humanity. On a solid rock, they have built the legacy of courage and determination, the legacy of good educational training and career counseling, the legacy of optimism and farsightedness, the legacy, of course, of prayers, praying always without ceasing, and always remembering the Almighty God of our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You will see products of Monrovia College all over Liberia, Africa, and the world. As professors, lecturers, teachers, engineers, legislators, social advocates, and a wide range of other professionals of life contributing to the building of societies around the world. Oh, I almost forgot to say that Monrovia College has also produced medical doctors, scientists as well. They continue to all make us proud. Monrovia College has always been one of the toughest secondary schools in Africa to attend. If I can remember quite well, we did almost 13 subjects in a high school, while other schools were doing like 8 subjects. MC designed its curriculum to instill academic excellence and discipline in us and demanded the same thing in return. The school molded our moral characters to be decent citizens And this is reflected in its products all around the world. In our society today, where corruption, bad governance, cheering squads for the wrong reasons, and opportunism have become a lucrative career for some, we, from those principles of MC, stand to say no. We want good governance, good educational system that MC has promoted, good health care, equal justice, and social economic justice for all, not a few. How else can our education be used for the betterment of humanity if we ignore these vices that destroy our society? We cannot. Monrovia College has existed for 100 years now. The last 40 years of these 100 years have seen our nation and country going into phases of governance and historic changes. From the overthrow of the oligarch civilian rule to military rule. Then a brutal 14-year civil war ensued. Then we came back to civilian rule again, this time with a multi-party democratic system that is now also being threatened. I take particular note of the 14-year civil war, which set us back educationally and destroyed our infrastructure. That is why today, MC is not in its original building on campus on Camp Johnson Road. Why? Because during this turbulent time, MC gave birth to a full university, if I can put it that way, the African Methodist Episcopal University, and had to surrender in quotes, its building to the AMEU, thus taking us to a different location. Academic instructions have to be carried out from the small locations ever since, while students have to be chaperoned to various locations and even back to MC's old building for other academic learning activities. As if the MC student came back to their old building to occupy it, but not necessarily. Well, as I've understood, sometimes the university students then say MC students coming back to their buildings are causing too much noise. Well, I can think that in the hearts of those kids, they are saying, if you make too much noise, we'll take our building back from you. But that's not the case. Well, we said education for the betterment of mankind. Hence, we will not take back the building. To the board, faculty and staff, and of course the students, please know that my fellow alumni and I applaud the Herculean efforts you are making in keeping the school academically strong and competitive. Keeping up that old MC spirit, the monkey's kingdom, the monkey's paradise. Together with our founders, we have built a strong legacy throughout the 100 years. As we move into the future, we cherish and stand on those gains, but cannot ignore the challenges that lie before us. Neither shall we fail, or should we fail to see the prospects that the future holds. We must welcome and tightly embrace the future with optimism. We must set ourselves goals that will continue to make MC one of the top secondary schools in Africa and the world. We should not limit ourselves to Liberia. We should dream big, just as I have been doing out here as your ambassador, as we have always done. If we go to sleep tonight, all of us MC alumni, students, faculty, and well-wishers, we should not And if we dream about Pen and Keke, that would be a bad dream to me. I challenge us to then go right back to sleep and dream about Mercedes, BMWs, and Teslas. We should dream about going to the moon, and I'm serious about this. We should dream about going to space, not just dreaming about flying on an airplane. We should dream big. When you trained me, I did dream big, and that is why your teaching placed me where I am today, for which I'm highly appreciative. Every one of us here tonight knows that we broke ground a few days ago for the construction of a new building for the Great Monrovia College. We will carry out this project at our own pace, not competing with anyone but ourselves and our past progress. We will make our individual contributions financially and mobilize the requisite funding to ensure the completion of the building. We will mobilize materials and equipment to furnish the building in a modern form. We need to have a science and tech laboratory that will be one of the best so that we produce young scientists and innovators in engineering, agriculture, electronics, and other technologies. Remember, we are an industrial school. This will be a collective effort, and discussions have already begun amongst ourselves with the faculty and school authorities. Some of these require national government input and just simple authorization, which we will be looking for. To us, fundraising tonight, my family and I make a contribution of $1,000 to be deposited in the appropriate account. I will then work with the Alumni Association to explore every possibility of gathering laboratory equipment over the next several years, leading to the completion of the building for the science lab. Also, the Nyan Scholarship Program through the Alumni Association will make a scholarship available for the next 2 academic years to be awarded to the Student Council President. Why? Because I was the democratically elected Student Council President when I was expelled from my previous high school as a senior high student who was about to become the valedictorian of that school because of my advocacy for student rights and democracy against the military decree before coming to MC. That is why the scholarship will go to the Student Council President. My dear MC family, 100 years of existence is a huge accomplishment. Let us gallantly march into the future with dignity, pride, and optimism that we can make it better, living up to our motto, education for the betterment of mankind and humanity. As we always say, loyal we shall ever be. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Dr. Chris. So we're leaving the meeting now.
Okay. All right.